Hey, welcome back to Lando's Lessons. I figured I'd do a two for today because I had something else to talk about. So why not get it knocked out? No time like the present. Um, so how do I want to start? So when you're single, or when you're in a relationship, or when you're bored, there is always a temptation to seek immediate pleasure. Most of the time via corn and Cornhub and associated sites. And I am very happy that it's been like, because I realized it after I posted the first one, maybe 6 weeks since I've looked at any of that shit. And I can't describe the a feeling, the the pride that comes with not watching such content. Just because it is so ingrained into everyday society. I don't mean, hardcore corn or anything. I mean, like, just sexuality, overt sexuality. Not I look good, but like, yeah, look at my ass, look at my tits, look at my abs, whatever. Got a big old thing, things like that. It's ingrained in society, and unfortunately, it's affecting folks earlier and earlier because of just how widely available it is, how widely touted it is. Like when I was growing up, back in my day, um, our first internet connection was dial up. My internet came in the mail, for crying out loud. I told that to a younger cousin, and they were just like, "Stop lying." But no, like that's how it was. The videos, the images you saw came from finding a tape hidden in a closet, or or seeing a magazine that you weren't supposed to see. It wasn't widely available. It was hard to find as a teenager, or when puberty hits or whatever. The imagination was where it came from most of the time. Um, but now it's fucking everywhere. It's in the palm of your hand, literally, and by the billions, photos, images, videos, all that content, and it is nothing more than a very pleasurable distraction. And by pleasurable, I mean temporary to the umpteenth degree. It is something where literally boredom can lead to it, and to masturbation or whatever self gratification you get from it. And then as soon as everything's over, you're like, what the fuck? What was I doing? The post nut clarity, if you will. I know that term's been floating around forever. And it's just like, what was I watching? Why was I doing this? I'm ashamed. And that's the thought process that got me to finally step away like 6 weeks ago, and just not indulging in that type of behavior, because it's not good. It's not good for any of us. It is a way to objectify men and women and look at them as mere tools towards pleasure. And none of that whatsoever is a good thing. It leads to toxicity, it leads to defiled mindsets in how you view people. So stepping away, I take a lot of great pride in that, because it's been like 15 years, more than that, 20 years almost, of off and on just diving into that shit. Like I said, whether it just be boredom, whether it be general horniness, whether it be loneliness, sadly, there's a reason to be tempted by it with every type of feeling and emotion that you might have. It sadness, anger, stress relief, um, just every emotion you can think of, you can lead it towards potentially diving into the corn. And just to those who struggle, because I know people do. I know people feel shame and guilt after, going into that. I know people who, I've had conversations in the past with people who were addicted. Like, it's It's a ritual. It's a routine. I've been there. Let me not talk. Yeah, I've been there before, and, none of it is healthy. And none of it has a lasting benefit. I, 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 I don't have hate for anyone who participates in the act of sex work, because I know everyone needs to find their way of survival as long as it's healthy. I guess it's just, it's not my world. I don't know enough about it. That's a whole different subject. But like, it, it it's from the audience perspective. It's from the viewer perspective where these words come out. That's the best way to phrase it. The sets industry wouldn't be successful unless there was a demand for it. And every one of us, for the most part, is supplying that demand. You feel me? So, anyone who has a problem with it's, let me say it this way: he without sin cast the first stone. And anyone who has a problem with it, if you've actively participated, even if just once, you were part of the problem. You were part of supplying that demand. Even if it came with regret and shame, you contributed to it. So I don't look at it from a villainizing perspective. It's a sense of, how are you gonna, what are you gonna do with the widely available supply of corn and other sets based entertainment. So, all that to be said, extremely proud of not partaking and viewing any of that for so long, because it's been a long time since I actively have done that. It's, you have your November holiday for those who know, where you don't participate, willingly. It's a show of strength, if you will. But as I've gotten older and looked into the values of semen retention, looking into the values of establishing relationships that are healthy, both of those only happen, and not only, but a lot of benefits of those happen when you're not indulging in such activities. So, to anyone who's struggling, just know it's gonna suck, because pause, but because of the routine, the habits that have been built around it. Sometimes for some folks it's a multiple day thing, a multiple time a day thing. Like, and that, I'm not saying that with any shame. I don't think I have been on that level since like teenage age, but it doesn't come with any shame. Literally, you've got people who are addicted to the process. And whether you're at that stage or whether you're a once a weeker or whatever, just know that it is far healthier to just go ahead and let bygones be bygones. Because at the end of the day, if you do want to achieve that relationship that you're looking for, that is only going to be a hindrance in the way. That is going to affect your mindset. That is going to affect how you see people. That is going to affect your day to day, because that being in your life is no different than the addictions that other people struggle from, whether it be the caffeine, whether it be the alcohol, whether it be the drugs, whether it be the hookups on Tinder. Same realm as far as corn is concerned. But it is an addiction. It is unhealthy to dive into the world of corn. I do believe that masturbation has its place in the world. I do believe that is a natural thing to a certain degree. But that being said, the way that we have monetized it, the way that we have taken advantage of certain people, those are the issues. Those are the things that are negative, including, of course, the obvious addiction slash ritualistic ideals that we have towards the watching of corn. So it's a huge discussion to have, and this could be a multitude of videos because I've already gone on several tangents. as far as viewpoints on the industry itself, as far as having a healthy environment for those who do want to participate, because let's just face it, there's a lot of scum in this world that take advantage of young men and women to demonstrous degrees. Um, People who don't know any better. Um, but it's it just it isn't okay. It wouldn't be as a thing unless there was support behind it, unless someone was putting out the money to support it or the time to support it. So just remember that when you are bored at night or you want to go look um, into something for some temporary pleasure or a quick dopamine hit, it is always temporary. It is. And that's how I had to justify it to myself is this isn't going to help me find that healthy relationship. This isn't going to help me change my life so that I feel joy in every aspect of my life, because that temporary dopamine hit is nothing compared to actual true happiness. So, control what I can control. Maybe I shouldn't get on these sites anymore. Control what I can control. Maybe I shouldn't indulge in self pleasure. Control what I control. Maybe I should get out there and try to meet someone of substance, of someone of who's going to build me up and I can return the favor, because that is what is truly missing when it comes down to it. You are gaining temporary pleasure. You are filling a void or a hole that cannot be fixed by diving into videos and scrolling through Tinder and looking up photos on Insta. None of that is going to help achieve the full goal of finding a healthy relationship that is going to be beneficial to you and the person that you love. So, yeah, this is half a documentation on, the journey, the road to not indulging, which has been excellent. I'm looking forward to continue this as well. And for those who struggle and want to take the next steps as well, just know that it's okay to have setbacks. It's okay to relapse, just like it is with any other addiction. The issue is when you use that as an excuse to go back to whatever it is full time. Don't do that to yourself. Don't beat yourself up because you let yourself down, quote unquote. It is nothing more than a setback that will only be a temporary setback as long as you and your mind have the strength to remember why you wanted to end the addiction, the ritual, the routine. So, no matter what we're talking about in the overall scope of life, if you are trying to escape that, if you're trying to leave that in the dust, it's okay to have a setback. It is okay to relapse. That is part of the process. But best believe you getting back on that horse, you getting back on that track and walking and moving forward, that is the difference maker. I never thought I would just kick this shit out of my life. I just assumed, every so often, 3 times a month or whatever I went down to. It's like, yeah, it's fine. Let me go check out this. Or, yeah, that girl's hot, or she looks like someone I know from my past, or whatever the hell it is. Just don't indulge that side of the mind. It just gets in the way. It does. It is a tedious annoyance that does not help you achieve your goals of an actual healthy relationship. So shove it aside. Just like any other addiction, realize that this is enough. Enough is enough. I'm done with this, and put that time towards something more beneficial. So, yeah, happy that it's been as long as it has been for me. Looking forward to the future with that. And hoping that those who are dealing with similar circumstances can realize that this isn't the end all be all. This isn't a solution to the overall problem. And that, even most importantly, that this temporary dopamine hit, this temporary form of pleasure, is nothing more than that, temporary. It doesn't solve a damn thing. For those who hate the industry and hate what it represents, You can feel that way. You have a right to feel that way. But make sure you think back if there was ever a time in your life where you supported it. Because I promise you, nothing in this business world would continue to be a thing if there was no one to support it. That money would go elsewhere. So don't be a part of the problem. And I myself don't want to be a part of the problem anymore, but I also don't want that to be a problem in my life anymore because I know what I want. I know the person that I dream about having a relationship with and what the expectation is from myself and the expectation that I would hope to have for them to some degree. And that isn't a part of it. It just isn't. So, anywho, not from a place of judgment, just a place of realization. Don't let the corn control your life. Be a stronger person by saying no and putting that time towards building the healthy relationship that you like and that you love and that you are looking forward to. Appreciate your time. Welcome back to Lando's Lessons. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get back to the rest of my day and prepare for the week ahead. Who knows what the future holds, but I know corn won't be a part of it, so moving forward. Thank you for your time. Know that you are loved. Know that you are strong. Know that you are resilient. And I will talk to you soon. Take care.